Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 1. We're going to be continuing, what do you call it? It's a game between Maze and NoFun. How about that? Now, if you watched the last video, you'll know NoFun won the last one. And I did think that was a bit of an upset. I figured Maze was the favorite right here. They're going to be playing the same factions here, but on a different map now. Now, I know it says it's Kartova, the 6v6 map, but it's not. This is one of the layouts that we're using for the tournament. First thing you should notice about this map is that it's huge. And then all the artifact spawns kind of in the same position there. I think map control is very important in this one. I think air is obviously going to be quite... almost like a no-brainer on this map. We'll have to see though. Rush distance is very long, but then again, in maps like this, I've often found that you can kind of surprise your opponent by rushing them on a map like that, and because they're not expecting it, because it's, you know, a long-distance rush map, they're going to not be ready for it. So that can sometimes be interesting. Be interesting to see what strategy the players go for here. We have early Sandscammer Fab coming from NoFun. No base runner retirement this time though. Scanner comes out in a very forward position here, but it's still, you know, it's this map, so it's only about like at the halfway mark. But that's going to be very helpful for spotting some kind of attack coming on the flank that he's not covering. You wouldn't really think, I don't suppose, to go around that way if you wanted to flank somebody. Usually you want those things to go quickly. It's going to be AV fabrication first from Maze here. And I think the typical thing here now is to save up for a support cruiser. We'll see if he ends up doing that or not. I don't think he will though, because if he did, then as he was building it, the AAV fabrication would finish. He can't make any AAVs just yet. We definitely see an aggressive production cruiser from NoFun, and that's a lot of fun to that's a lot of fun to see because you know, I don't really like watching macro games quite as much because I feel like they're a little bit more boring, right? But this is exciting, you know, to have his... Oh my gosh, you know what I just thought? Wouldn't it be sick if your units could like drive up on top of the Kartova? Oh, dude. That'd be really cool. Anyway. Yeah, this is fun to see. I like this. An ancient starship buried in the sand. I can't do that guy's voice very well. Okay, it looks like Probe is going to spot this now. I don't know if he saw it earlier. I should have been paying attention to that. Probably it'll get shot down here too. Maybe not. Probes are a little bit more survivable against production cruisers these days. Problem for NoFun is AAV fabrication's already out here, so if he hasn't picked the tech, which he hasn't yet, and I think he should get railguns now, seeing that AAV, it's going to be difficult for him to, how does one say it? It's going to be difficult for him to hold off, or sorry, no, to really do any damage here. Sorry, my thoughts were a bit unorganized there. Yeah, it'll be difficult for him to do damage here if he hasn't got any kind of tech to deal with the AVs, because obviously Mass Sandstorm is not going to cut it. And I think he's seeing that he's getting pushed back now. Probe does get sniped, that's a nice pickup there. But he could have some troubles now as the AVs are going to push him back home. He definitely needs to get some kind of defense against that. Probably Assault Railguns is the choice. That used to be kind of a no-brainer back in the day. Back in the day. It's like, I mean, that's still valid. People still play vanilla. But yeah, because with their armor, like, AAVs can almost never kill them, even with like no armor upgrades on them. It's like very little micro to keep them alive. Not really so anymore. AAVs now with higher DPS against armored targets, we do want to keep them safe against the assault railguns, but I think that would still be the right choice here. One thing I can definitely say is AAVs are faster than base runners. On a smaller map, I think he probably would have extracted here, but one of the symptoms of this map being very large is that because base runners are so slow, it takes a long time to extract. You can easily chase down the extraction, so... Refiner mode is coming out, I like that a lot, and Assault Railguns is the choice for NoFun. Like I said, probably a good one. Probably a good one, and it's going to be coming out now. So we'll see how his control with it is. Right now this AV is kind of perfectly positioned. Well, never mind. I guess you can shoot through that too. Some of the maps are a little screwy that way. Uh-oh. Yeah, look how close he is to him though. Oh, Maze, keep going, keep going, keep going. My boy, keep going. Keep going, right there. You got to kill this guy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because, no, keep going, keep going. He's dead. Alright. Ooh, anytime you can kill an assault railgun with AAVs, you've got to do it, you know. It's like, It's like when you can kill assault ships with sand skimmers or something. You've really got to do it because you're not going to have that opportunity in a second. If you let him get back and heal up, then he's, you know, you're not going to be able to kill him anymore. So, yeah, like I was saying with the assault railguns, you do have to be a bit more careful with them now. Armor 1 coming out now is going to put their armor up to 6. That's very impactful in this type of fight. I don't know how much tech that's armor 2 for Maze, which is quite a lot. And there's a lot of these AAVs here. Now if they stack up smokes and like try to bridge their way up to these assault railguns, I think they could easily get to the eco and do a lot of damage here. Ah, and they definitely know where they need to be going. Smoke though, smoke definitely should be used here. There it is. There it is. Salvagers started to get hooned on, as our good friend Magpie would have said. Ooh, this is really bad actually, because somehow the railguns ended up totally behind them there. Oh, there's an AAV right here too, look at that. Terrible, terrible. Okay, now what I think he should do here is try to fake out the assault railguns, just move straight towards them, and see if he can catch his opponent off guard and then kill some of them. No, it doesn't look like it'll work, but still, the eco damage here is quite significant, and definitely Maze lost all those AAVs, right? But this map is huge, so the rush distance is long enough, he's not going to be able to counterattack very easily off the back of this. You know, Maze can just very lackadaisically get railgun fabrication, he's going to be completely fine. In this case, I would be worried about air if I was him, which normally you wouldn't when your opponent's going railguns like this, but I think on this map in particular, I definitely would be a bit concerned about that. Looks like, yeah, one railgun gonna go down now, actually. It's a nice pickup from Maze. Those AAVs, with their increased DPS against armored targets, you can really feel it now. Like, they're so much more impactful than they used to be. One of the big things A-Game is trying to fix with that is that it seems like AAVs are useful in the late game only for their smoke, and that's really just it. It's almost like, yeah, it's got a gun, but I mean, it doesn't actually, you know, do damage or anything. And that just feels so wrong. So, really nice to see that AAVs are actually useful now. Hold up now. Maze has done so much eco damage, but he's actually behind in economy, isn't he? Well, he's going to be anyway. Yeah, so he definitely needs... Okay, Sport Cruiser interior, that's good. I guess you don't need missile battery fabrication in that case, do you? It's interesting to note he's gone for mass LAVs here after researching railguns, where you would have expected, okay, yeah, now he's going to use railguns to counter the assault rails, but no, he's actually just going to do it with LAVs. I think it's a bit more punishing for your opponent if you do it the other way, but I don't know. We'll see. He must have a plan here. Going to be using the boost already to catch up with these sand skimmers, but I don't think he needed that. He probably should have saved it for the assault railguns. And he shouldn't just run in against them, because they've got the range on these LAVs, and they can kind of chew him up here, especially with armor 2 finishing now. This guy's going to have 8 armor, and the LAV also has had kind of a similar change, where its DPS has been decreased, but its damage per shot has been increased, so it's a bit higher against armored targets. But still, this is not really a fight that you want to be taking with LAVs, where you stream in with no boost. I see boosts. Okay, well I guess the recharge on that is still a little bit faster than I'm expecting. LAVs are going to get up on top of these assault railguns here. But I still don't think they're trading particularly effectively, do you? The other thing about Maze's play right now that I really find a bit suspect is that he still is not on a third base. I think that's a Sport Cruiser getting built there, but I feel like he should have 2 by now. Just a couple of railguns and LAVs to negate the threat of a counter push, and I feel like he's a-okay to expand, you know, to his heart's desire here. And there are 4 bases on this map. This one's hard to hold on to, that is true, but you know, the ability to get onto 4 bases is rather unique. It's something we only have seen on like the shallows before, and I think it's very impactful. You know, I guess actually, based on the artifact spawns, this might be your 4th base, not this. I don't know, it's kind of curious. We haven't seen this map played too much, so it's hard to say exactly how it's going to turn out. Support cruiser's finished now, so he'll be headed over there, and then that base will be set up. That is nice to see. I also note it's battlecruiser fabrication on the tech here for Maze. I actually like that choice here. Versus assault railguns, it's obviously very good, but supported with railguns can also counter rails because it's got that range on it there. And one thing it'll definitely counter is honor guard cruisers. However, it's assault ship fabrication coming out for NoFun, and I got to imagine that's for... Well, maybe he's doing it in response to the number of LAVs here, but... Honestly, assault railguns are such a good counter to LAVs already, I feel like you don't need that. In fact, it doesn't look like it, but he's been trading very efficiently this whole time. Losing a couple of assault railguns to kill off this many LAVs, definitely worth it. Oh, and there's... Ooh. It's a little bit late on the missile battery, admittedly. But there was potential for some pretty juicy barrages there. And Maze trying to do this with pure LAV, but he's had railgun tech this whole time. I don't know why he hasn't just done it. And kind of curious economic decisions here as his carrier moves out now. That's gotta be a misclick. And yeah, sure enough, it's headed back now to the main. BC Fab is finished, by the way, so those could be coming out at any time now. And that would definitely counter the assault railguns and then some. And sand skimmers, you should also note, can do nothing against battlecruisers, can they? But now, you know, so Maze has had the LAV advantage this whole time, but now he's starting to lose it here. You know, for once I'd say spamming an ALM would definitely do it for Maze. Definitely marked target can be used here because you're not going to do much damage with the railgun's main weapon, are you? I don't know, I feel like we've seen this from Maze before. He gets in a very dominant position, but he just doesn't quite know what to do to follow it up afterwards. And BCs are on the way, but they're going to take a long time, and until they're finished, there's no production to help fight against these sand skimmers, no production of LAVs. Once the BC's finished, now he can switch to AAV fabrication. I think he'll be fine. But he needs to survive up till that time, and there was no attempt really to save this support cruiser, so he's going down for sure. These guys are way too bunched up here, so they're all going to get hit by the ALM every time it shoots. And it does actually pretty significant damage now, so... Okay, but here we go. BC's finishing, and Mace, you gotta just make AAVs, man. You clearly have the counter to the railguns now, you just need to counter these, and LAVs don't counter them, they just stack against them. But it looks like NoFun is gonna run away off the back of this. Plus, he's already got armor 2 on those things. I mean, I really feel like it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. But yeah, this is a huge force multiplier for Maze. And I think he definitely needs to take advantage of it by pushing out as far as he can. But as far as like eco damage is concerned, NoFun's definitely equalized that damage that he took in the early game, by far. And he can consider, I think, taking this base here now. It's not too far away, and I think he's definitely got the field control for it. This battlecruiser does give him some challenges, but he's got time, you know, this thing is rather slow. And air units are coming out now as well. I think he really can take this 4th base here. Yeah, and so basically what happened here, it's a symptom of trying to, you know, for that long, just fight against assault railguns using sand skimmers. Or, sorry, fight against assault railguns using LAVs. Yeah, you'll kill them every now and then, but you're trading so ineffectively, eventually your opponent gets more sand skimmers than you, and you have nothing to back it up. They'll just kind of run you down and kill you. Whereas assault railguns and sand skimmers have the unique weakness that AAV railgun completely counters them. They don't have anything on it. So that was definitely the right choice there, but... Let's see, so heavy railguns are starting to come out now for NoFun. That is the correct choice here, mind you, because they actually do counter battlecruisers, and I was saying earlier BCs could be really good because they're going to have railgun support, but they don't clearly here. Whoa, excuse me. It sounds very backwards, but like, isn't the battlecruiser like 4 railguns on a battlecruiser chassis? Isn't like that's kind of what I feel it should be. But actually, 4 railguns counters the battlecruiser. It's sort of weird that way. It's because the fire rate of the battlecruiser is a lot lower than the fire rate of a railgun. So. LAVs are coming in here to try and counter the air, I think. Battlecruiser is going to smoke, but that doesn't do you anything, because obviously air units, they ignore smoke, don't they? And Maze, yeah, he's trying to micro to take out the air units. I think he actually can, to his credit, but that's actually not really the big issue here. It's going to be these railguns. And I think this battlecruiser goes down if NoFun just sticks with it. He's not going to, though. Well, I guess it's true. It's a bit of an overextension. There are LAVs all over here. And this battlecruiser is moving forward. No. You gotta get out of here. Yeah, he wants to move it forward there. He wants to drive up and see if he can do damage with it, but there's no way that thing's gonna survive. This is just a throwaway of the battlecruiser. Yeah, there it goes. I mean, smoke is popped. That's not going to last for very long. In fact, the Sandskimmers can hide in the smoke if they want to. And they already are almost doing fine against these LAVs on their own. Why aren't they shooting? What? Okay, hold on. What happened there? I don't know what that was, but... Well, as the Persians would say, I had punched my heart with soap. I was really looking forward to see them fire their barrage there, but it didn't happen. Sandskimmers are about to be on full upgrades, by the way. LAVs are getting there too, but I don't know. I just feel like it's so obvious here to go AAV railgun, but that's not the choice. And so I really feel like this is going to come back to hurt Maze. And he's going to move his carrier out now too, but this is another unit which is very vulnerable to railguns. I don't even care there's a missile battery here, by the way. The interceptors are going to kill this battlecruiser, and I really feel there's nothing to be done about that. Never mind. I guess they're going to head over this way. And one of them just flew through the Kartova there. I'm not sure how safe that is. But, you know, to each its own, yeah? Ah, I see. They're going to just strike at the eco. And actually, that is completely fair, isn't it? Sport Cruiser Anti-Air is finished. But Sport Cruiser Anti-Air noticeably weaker in the mod. And one Sport Cruiser is going to go down there. One that's gone down before. And this battlecruiser, still with no healing, is going to move forward and see if it can take part in this fight here. That's got to be a mistake. Okay, I guess the Sport Cruiser is finishing now, but still. That thing is very vulnerable. There's a lot of railguns here, and the Galzian carrier can do pretty good coverage against these LAVs. I think the railguns are completely fine to move out and do their damage. Sandskim's going to be spotting for them. That's exactly what you want. How's the railgun armor looking? It's only on, well, yeah, heavy vehicles is at the same point. Oh, and there's no, whatchamacallit either. Mag accelerator finished. I think Maze is trying to clear out the anti-air, but he should definitely go for the Sport Cruiser here. Or even better yet, the Battle Cruiser. Yeah, he can kill that thing off. There we go, and down it goes. It took a lot longer than I was expecting, but it did go down as I had predicted. Sport Cruiser goes down too, and suddenly the Saban carrier feeling very naked indeed. And it doesn't even really matter that these LAVs have free reign over the economy. If NoFun just pushes on this carrier, he's going to kill it. I don't see any way that it's going to survive here. Very little power on this carrier. Very little railguns on it too. Definitely more from his opponent here. Now the AVs come out, but I think it's a couple years too late. And this is going to be a 2-0, I believe, for NoFun. And down goes Maze's carrier. What a surprise, man. I mean, I really feel like this is a series he should have gone 1-1 at the worst, but 2-0 at the best. He's gone 0-2. And NoFun, congratulations. He's definitely starting out strong here. I think Maze really just needs to work on his understanding of like the unit interactions, because it seems like when he's controlling his units, he does very well. He just needs to have the right units for the scenario. You know what I mean? Like trying to fight those assault railguns with the LAVs, it was never going to work. Trying to fight the railgun Sandskimmer with battlecruiser LAV, it's like you've got one part right, but you just need to get AAVs and you're fine. I think this is a game he could have won at many points, but he kind of choked, I feel. It's a little sad to see, but hopefully he can be alright with it. We're going to go ahead and cast some more games already right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.